Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. If you're new here, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of our future explorations. Today, we're going to be diving deep into something pretty exciting. It's the International Solar Alliance, or IESA. And whether you're a UPSC aspirant or a student or just someone who's, passionate about global energy solutions, this one's for you.
You know what I think is so fascinating about the ISA is that it's not just about solar panels. It represents a real shift in global energy dynamics, with
Yeah.
over 120 countries, most of them blessed with abundant sunshine, coming together to harness the power of the sun.
Yeah, it's like a global team up powered by the sun.
Yeah.
And get this, the idea was first proposed by India's Prime Minister at Wembley Stadium, no less. Talk about a power play, right? It was then officially launched at the India-Africa Summit and gained momentum on the world stage at the 2015 UN Climate Change Conference in Paris.
Right, and it's not just symbolic. The ISA is actually a treaty-based organization headquartered in Gurugram, India, and it's designed to make a real impact. Their main objective is to transform the energy landscape by reducing our reliance on those fossil fuels and promoting the efficient use of solar energy.
Okay, so aiming high. But what does that actually look like, in practice?
Well, they've set a pretty audacious target of mobilizing $1 trillion for solar projects by 2030.
$1 trillion, that's a mind-boggling number.
It is, and it just underscores the scale of their ambition. They're also aiming to achieve a global installed solar energy capacity of 1 terawatt by 2030. And this is where India's own renewable energy targets come in. India has set a goal of achieving 175 gigawatts of renewable energy by 2022, with 100 gigawatts coming specifically from solar.
So India is leading by example, not just talking the talk, but walking the solar walk.
Exactly, and what's really interesting is that the ISA's work, it extends beyond just those large-scale solar farms. They're involved in a whole spectrum of projects, ranging from massive solar parks to off-grid solutions like mini-grids and solar lanterns.
So it's not just about powering cities. It's about bringing electricity to rural communities and even individual households.
Absolutely, they're promoting solar solutions for everything, from village electrification to powering mobile devices.
Now, this is where it gets interesting for our UPSC aspirants. The ISA isn't just about technology. It's a prime example of international cooperation, energy diplomacy, and sustainable development, all key themes in your GS2 syllabus.
Absolutely. And the ISA's work directly contributes to achieving those 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, particularly those related to affordable and clean energy. And it also plays a crucial role in fulfilling the commitments made under the Paris Agreement.
So the ISA is really interwoven with the most important global initiatives of our time. It's a real-world case study of how nations can collaborate to tackle climate change and promote sustainable development.
Exactly. So let's delve into some of the key initiatives that are really driving the ISA's mission. One standout program is the STAR-C program, which stands for Solar Technology Application Resource Center.
And what does the STAR-C program focus on?
It's all about capacity building. The program provides training and resources to member countries, equipping them with the knowledge and expertise to effectively harness solar energy.
So they're not just funding projects, they're also empowering nations to become self-sufficient in solar energy.
That's the goal. They also have a platform called Infopedia. Think of it as a Wikipedia dedicated entirely to solar energy. It's an online resource where member countries can access best practices, research findings, and all sorts of valuable information related to solar technology.
That sounds incredibly useful,
Yeah.
especially for countries that are just starting to explore solar energy.
It is, and the ISA doesn't operate in isolation. They actively collaborate with over 40 partner organizations, including the UN and various development banks.
So it's a truly collaborative effort, bringing together governments, international organizations, and financial institutions. And this interconnectedness is another key aspect of international relations that our UPSC aspirants should definitely note.
Absolutely. And the ISA structure is also quite interesting. Their assemblies serve as the supreme decision-making bodies. India holds the presidency with France as the co-president.
That speaks volumes about India's leadership role in this initiative.
Indeed. And there's another point worth noting. The ISA recently adopted a resolution to expand its membership to all UN member countries.
Wow, that's a significant move. What's the reasoning behind this expansion?
It signals a commitment to global inclusivity. The ISA is sending a clear message. They're open to all nations who want to be part of this solar-powered future. It's not an exclusive club, but a platform for global collaboration.
It sounds like they're building a truly global solar alliance. But what about the practical side of things? How are they actually promoting the adoption of solar energy?
They've implemented some ambitious programs, like the World Solar Technology Summit, which they held back in 2020. This summit focused on showcasing cutting-edge and next-generation solar technologies.
So fostering innovation, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in solar technology.
Exactly. They also have a bold plan to create a world solar bank with a substantial capital of $15 billion.
A world solar bank. That sounds like a game changer. How would this bank work?
The idea is to provide dedicated financial support for solar projects globally. This could be a major catalyst for accelerating solar adoption in those developing countries.
That's a big step towards making solar energy more accessible and affordable worldwide. It sounds like thinking long-term,
Right.
aiming for a sustainable impact.
They are. And they've also launched a dedicated platform for research and knowledge sharing, the ISA Journal on Solar Energy, or IJOSE. This journal provides a global platform for scientists, engineers, and policymakers to share their findings and advance the field of solar energy.
So they're not just building infrastructure and funding projects. They're also investing in research and development to push the boundaries of solar technology.
Precisely. They're creating a comprehensive ecosystem for solar energy, from research and development to financing and implementation.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. The ISA is clearly a multifaceted and ambitious organization. But no initiative of this scale is without its challenges.
Of course. There are some criticisms and hurdles that the ISA needs to address. For instance, some critics argue that the platform is sometimes used more for showcasing technologies than for genuine collaboration.
That's an interesting point. It's important to make sure that the focus remains on practical solutions and meaningful partnerships.
Absolutely. And there are also capacity issues in some member countries. They may lack the infrastructure, technical expertise, or policy frameworks to effectively leverage the ISA's resources.
So bridging this capacity gap is crucial for ensuring that the benefits of the ISA reach all member countries, especially those in the developing world.
And then there's the persistent challenge of those high solar installation costs in many ISA countries. This is a major barrier to wider adoption.
Yet even though solar technology has become significantly cheaper in recent years, the upfront costs can still be prohibitive, especially in regions with limited financial resources.
Yes, exactly. These are all complex challenges that the ISA needs to navigate.
Well, it sounds like the ISA has a lot on its plate, but they're tackling some of the most pressing issues of our time: climate change, energy security, and sustainable development.
And they're doing it through international cooperation and innovative solutions.
Before we move on to what lies ahead for the ISA, let's take a quick break.
It's a multifaceted challenge, no doubt, but what's encouraging is that the ISN is actively working on strategies to address these issues.
That's good to hear. What are some of the approaches they're taking?
Well, for starters, they're placing a strong emphasis on enhancing clarity and communication.
Why is that so important?
Because it's crucial for building trust and encouraging greater participation. They need to clearly articulate the alliance's purpose, how it operates, and how it benefits all members.
It's like any partnership. Clear communication is key to success.
Exactly. They also need to stay laser-focused on their core goals, aggregating demand for solar energy, facilitating technological collaborations, and providing financial assistance to member countries. These are the areas where they can make the biggest impact.
So it's about prioritizing and making sure their efforts are aligned with their core mission.
Precisely. And they can't do it alone. Raising public awareness about the benefits of solar energy is crucial. Initiatives like Infopedia and the World Solar Technology Summit play a vital role in educating the public and generating excitement about solar energy.
It's about creating a solar-powered movement, getting people excited about the possibilities.
Exactly. But enthusiasm alone isn't enough. The ISA needs to demonstrate viable business models for solar energy. They need to show that solar isn't just an environmental solution, it's also a smart economic choice.
So it's about showcasing the economic benefits, the job creation, the growth potential of the solar industry.
Absolutely. And they need to support member countries in implementing policies that encourage solar adoption. This includes things like feed-in tariffs, tax incentives, and streamlined permitting processes.
It's about creating a supportive policy environment that makes going solar easier and more attractive.
Right. It's about fostering a solar ecosystem that benefits everyone involved.
Okay, so the ISA has a clear roadmap for addressing the challenges and moving forward. But let's step back for a moment and look at the bigger picture. What's the overall significance of the ISA on a global scale?
Well, the ISA is a game changer in the realm of energy diplomacy. It's reshaping how nations collaborate on energy issues in the 21st century.
How so?
Traditionally, energy diplomacy has been dominated by fossil fuels, often leading to geopolitical tensions and competition. The ISA, on the other hand, is built on cooperation and shared interests.
It's a shift from an energy landscape characterized by scarcity and competition to one based on abundance and collaboration.
Precisely. And this shift has profound implications. The ISA is fostering a new kind of energy relationship between developed and developing countries.
It's not just about aid or technology transfer, but about building genuine partnerships based on mutual benefit.
Exactly. And this is particularly relevant for a country like India, which is aspiring to be a global leader in renewable energy.
India's leadership in the ISA is a strategic move, both in terms of energy security and international influence.
Absolutely. By championing solar energy, India is positioning itself as a leader in the global transition to a sustainable energy future.
It's a smart move, both domestically and internationally.
Now let's talk about the potential impact of the ISA, not just on governments and industries, but on people's lives.
That's what ultimately matters, right?
Yeah.
How does this translate to real-world benefits for individuals and communities?
Think about the communities that lack access to reliable electricity. The ISA's focus on off-grid applications means that even remote villages can benefit from solar energy.
It's about bringing light, power, and opportunity to people who have been left behind.
Exactly. Solar energy can power homes, schools, and businesses, improving health education and economic opportunities. It can also empower women who often bear the brunt of energy poverty.
It's about creating a more equitable and sustainable world where everyone has access to the energy they need to thrive.
Precisely. The ISA is not just about technology or policy, it's about people.
That's a powerful message. It's a reminder that the transition to a clean energy future isn't just an abstract goal. It's about improving lives and building a better world.
And that's what makes the ISA such a compelling story. It's a story of innovation, collaboration, and hope. It's a story that's still unfolding.
Before we wrap up, let's shift gears and look ahead. What does the future hold for the ISA?
Well, ISA is still a relatively young organization. It was founded in 2015, but it's already made significant strides.
What are some of the key trends or developments that we should keep an eye on?
One key trend is the rapid advancement of solar technology. We're seeing breakthroughs in efficiency storage and affordability.
And these advancements are making solar energy even more competitive with fossil fuels.
Exactly. Another trend is the growing global momentum for climate action. The Paris Agreement has galvanized countries around the world to reduce their emissions and invest in renewable energy.
And the ISA is well positioned to play a leading role in this global energy transition.
Absolutely. They have the platform, the partnerships, and the expertise to drive solar adoption on a massive scale.
Okay, so the future looks bright for solar energy and for the ISA. But are there any potential challenges or roadblocks that they might encounter?
Of course, there will always be challenges. One potential hurdle is geopolitical tensions. As the ISA expands its membership and influence, it could become entangled in global power dynamics.
It's like any international organization. Navigating geopolitical complexities is always a challenge.
Another challenge is ensuring equitable access to the benefits of solar energy.
What do you mean by that?
It's about making sure that the transition to a solar-powered future doesn't leave anyone behind. That means addressing issues like affordability, accessibility, and capacity building, especially in developing countries.
So it's not just about promoting solar energy, but about promoting it in a way that's fair and inclusive.
Exactly. And that requires careful planning, collaboration, and a commitment to social justice.
It sounds like the ISA has its work cut out for it.
It does, but they also have an incredible opportunity to shape the future of energy and create a more sustainable and equitable world.
Well, I'm definitely feeling inspired by the ISA's mission and vision. What about you?
Absolutely, it really is. The ISA is a testament to human ingenuity and collaboration. It's proof that we can tackle even the most daunting challenges when we work together towards a common goal.
It's a story that gives us hope for a brighter future powered by the sun. It's inspiring to see how the ISA is weaving together technology, diplomacy, and sustainable development. It's a reminder that solving global challenges requires a multifaceted approach.
Absolutely. The ISA is a prime example of how international cooperation can drive innovation and progress. It's a model that could be replicated in other areas as well.
And for our listeners who are just beginning their journey into the world of international relations, the ISA offers a wealth of insights and lessons.
Indeed. It highlights the growing importance of renewable energy in global politics, the dynamics of international cooperation, and the interconnectedness of sustainable development goals.
The ISA is a real-world case study that brings these concepts to life.
Precisely. It's not just theory, it's action, and that's what makes it so compelling.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from the ISA's origins and objectives to its key initiatives, challenges, and future prospects. It's been an enlightening deep dive.
It has, and I hope our listeners have gained a deeper understanding of this remarkable organization and its role in shaping the future of energy.
Before we sign off, is there one key takeaway you would want our listeners to remember about the ISA?
I think the most important takeaway is this. The ISA represents a paradigm shift in how we think about energy. It's a move away from dependence on fossil fuels and towards a future powered by clean, sustainable sources like solar.
It's a shift towards a more equitable, sustainable, and ultimately brighter future for all.
And it's a future that we can all be a part of.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So to our listeners, we encourage you to explore further, stay curious, and keep learning. The world of international relations is constantly evolving, and there's always more to discover.
And who knows, maybe some of you listening will be the future leaders and innovators who will help shape the next chapter of the ISA's story.
That's a great thought. And with that, we've reached the end of another deep dive. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on our future explorations. Until next time, keep diving deep.